Hey guys, this is Glenn from GMP Custom Fabrications, and I debated on doing a whole video on this, but I really didn't know what the outcome was going to be, and I hate doing that. I hate running cameras for stuff and then nothing comes of it, so I didn't know if this was going to happen right today or later or what, but let's just, I'll get right to it. Okay, first off, I've currently got the original manifolds back on it for now. They may stay on it until a later date. I know performance-wise they're not the best option to have on them, but I'm on kind of a time crunch to get this back on the road. So whether or not I decide to put the turbos on here or not, if you haven't seen that video, you need to go back and watch it. Or whatever. Regardless of whether turbos go on it, I was going to get on the street and drive it and get it drivable before I went down that road anyway. I wanted to make sure that everything was good before I put the time and effort into putting turbos on it. So that being said, I had replaced the fuel pump, and that was kind of a relief to me that the fuel pump was bad, because the little history on the engine is it came from an RV from a guy I met through a friend who had the RV, and he'd bought it from a guy he worked with who had been living in it in a Walmart parking lot. The guy was supposed to have been some kind of computer genius, but he had hacked the wiring up bad on this to where if I was going to try to get it started before I bought it, I would have spent weeks and weeks out there just trying to figure the wiring out. So that's why I went ahead and bought it without knowing if it ran or not. I knew it wasn't locked up. I got it to crank. Other than that, the RV showed 44,000 miles on it, and so I bought it. I did all this work to it without knowing if it was going to start or not, and once I got to the point where I was going to try to start it, I ran my fuel system and found out the second fuel pump was bad. On these, with that RV and with this model of truck, it had a small fuel pump in the tank and a bigger one on the frame rail, and the one on the frame rail had went bad, and it was chewed up bad on the inside. So that tells me that he probably parked it, because the guy I bought it from said that they towed it from Walmart parking lot to his house, and he'd never seen it run, so he didn't know if it ran. So to find the fuel pump was bad, I thought was a good sign that nothing else in the motor should be bad. So that's where I got with it, and so I don't have any transmission lines on it right now, so I know I got a catch can underneath there to catch anything should it fire off. And so yeah, if I'm going to turn it off as soon as it fires up. I don't have any water in it, don't have any belts or coolant at all in it, so I'm just firing it to see if it'll fire. Okay, awesome. I'm making a mess underneath there. My transmission fluid, but I looked at the oil pressure. Oil pressure was at 70 just for that little fire up and idling. Yeah, I think I did good on this one. I paid $500 for the RV, and if it hadn't been for needing to get rid of it as soon as I got it, because nobody wanted to have it storing it at their house, I probably could have saved myself some headache, because I let a lot of the fuel line go that I should have kept with it, and some other things. With that being said, I worked through all that and got it figured out. Of course, my check engine light was on. I know it will be until I get all the emissions and oxygen sensors and all that stuff sorted out. But until then, I'm pretty happy with that. Now I need to press forward and go ahead and run my transmission lines. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for my radiator yet. I got my options. I think that one off the 400 small block Chevy 400 RV would probably work. Yeah, it's a it's real thick. It's not nearly as big as the other ones, but I'm going to look online to see if I can find. I think I'll look at the early years of 460s in pickup trucks back when they still made them taller and narrower, because that's what I need in here, not the long, short ones. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad I got to share that with you. I had a good feeling about it. I had been cranking on it earlier, I'll be honest, and it just fired just for a second, and it's like, oh, gotta go get the camera. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, and finally I got you guys a nice short video that I probably won't have to edit too much. So this is Glenn from GMP Custom Fabrications, living the dream till the freaking phone rings. Thanks for watching.